It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
Coming up, we'll see Kenny Pickett.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Browns and the Steelers on Thursday night primetime.
We are just a stone's throw from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it is rocking and rolling here at Huntington Bank Field in downtown Cleveland. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in playing reasonably well. Losers the last time out, but winners of 4 of 5 before that. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Yeah, able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. You look at this Steeler defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And this is one of those something's got to give games. You got the number 1 passing team.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Rodgers. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
The Steelers' new punter for 2024, Corliss Waitman on to punt. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Pickett now from the gun here. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. Now 3rd down and 7. Now Pickett. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. First carry for Najee Harris. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Rodgers. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Takes it to about the 37. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This is 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He gets that to the longtime Charger. It's Mike Williams. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's one deep for Pickens, and this is caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. George Pickens, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Steelers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 61 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Again, they turn to fourth. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. The handoff to Ford up the middle, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. On play action, now Rodgers. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. Takes it to about the 37.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He finds Pickens over the middle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Rodgers going to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Cameron Thomas able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, a Calvin Austin touchdown grab finished the drive off. And able to get this out to the 25. And now the Browns coming out on the field. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Pickett. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a big...
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward, just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So here's a 3rd and 14. Pickett back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Tillman going to go in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You look at this Steeler defense. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
3rd and 2. They run with Ford. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Pickett will look to pass it. And that went to the right side and incomplete. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Pickett. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Looking to throw, Pickett. This is Akins hauling in the short pass.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the gun, here's Pickett. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. 3rd down and 13. Here's Pickett. And it is caught. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Pickett will look to throw it here. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Pickett now, 3rd and goal. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Hopkins' kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Over the middle, complete. It's Patterson. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. To throw is Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. On 4th down, Corliss Waitman on to punt. And this returnable for Hines. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland offense making their way out. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. This is Ford. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd down in the yard. Again, Patterson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now it's Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. He'll find Williams on the slant. 7 yards on the quick slant and a 1st down.
A gain of 7, and the Steelers 1st down.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll try the right side with Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Now Rodgers. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've got a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Hines now on the return. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now Pickett. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On the ground, it's Ford. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Pickett. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now it's Hines, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Pickett now from the gun here.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Ford. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Steelers' 45-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. They'll try the left side. It's Ford, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pickett.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Hopkins' kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now.
So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him, and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Straight ahead, Patterson, and he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's all.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Rodgers now to throw.
Or get this complete to Austin. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
2nd and 5.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
Another completion right back to Patterson.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
1st down, Pittsburgh.
This is Harris. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
2nd and a couple.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Rodgers.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And the Steelers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Rodgers going to throw. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. That time, a 9-play drive.
And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns set and ready to go on offense.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A very tough run, but for a pretty short gain out near the 32. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The Browns on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 8.
Looking to throw, Pickett. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, here's Pickett.
He finds his man, complete. That's 4th. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. T.J. Watt bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44.
The Steelers offense and Aaron Rodgers getting set for their next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Rodgers. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 35.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Rodgers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Rodgers again now. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Given back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this first half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. In the 1 o'clock games, one that immediately catches the eye is in our nation's capital. A big test for the Washington Commanders as they get set to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And then lastly, the nation gets a good one on Sunday night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Rams. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Steelers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now Rodgers. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
To throw is Rodgers.
Finding Pickens for another catch.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Third down and 1.
Now it's Rodgers. It's brought in by Harris. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So a big decision there to go on 4th down. Gets him not only to first, but gets him the touchdown as well.
And Brandon, you and I know that all these coaches tell us if every play is executed the way it's designed, it goes for a touchdown. But let's be honest. They were shooting for the first down on that one, and boy, were they fortunate to take it all the way in.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They will start this drive with Ford. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Pickett.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A couple of first downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Now Pickett.
That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
In trouble, and he he's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Browns send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Steelers.
Harris running straight ahead. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
And this is going to be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line.
The football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Browns drive about to get started.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Again, they turn to Ford.
To about the 35, 2nd down.
Holding offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
Here's Pickett.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 27.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards.
And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. 2nd and 10.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And fights through one man. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 63 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Browns' 48-yard line.
They run with Harris. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Rodgers.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Boswell's kick is good.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Back to throw, Pickett.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This will be fielded at the 17.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Rodgers now to throw. Completes it to Austin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They hand this off to Harris. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Browns getting set to go. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Off play action. Pickett.
This is Akins hauling in the short pass. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Third and 19.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
The Browns set to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Under a heavy rush. rush, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Pickett back to throw.
He's got a man, complete.
He's to the 15.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
James Prochet
Taking it in.
and the Browns get a bit closer.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will cut this lead down to 25. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been 1 step ahead of this defense all game long.
Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
They run again with Harris.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now this incomplete, and I don't see any flags coming out. He was clearly in the pocket, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, and that brings up 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. And that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Back to throw. Pickett. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Pickett.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the 1st down.
And he fires one incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Pickett right back to the air again.
Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 38.
Looking to throw, Pickett. He's got Njoku over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and a couple. They run with Ford.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
52 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
This is Hines. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Defense.
And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word. But if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop. Because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
Ford will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Once more with Ford, and this time he'll score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Here's Rodgers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Patterson on the draw play. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
Second and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this Browns defense stands tall. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
And that is taken in by Njoku.
And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line.
A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now it's Hines. And he stopped immediately there.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Pickett. Able to get away. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They run with Hines. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Forced out to it, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. They'll start the drive with Harris. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. 3rd down, here's Patterson.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Steelers send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Cleveland offense making their way out. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That's to the former Bronco, Jerry Jeudy.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Pickett now from the gun here. He'll get this complete to Tillman.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Dialing up another pass here, Pickett.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Steelers, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.